We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 7, text 24. Text 24. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Let's read the purport. Those who are worshippers of demigods have been described as less intelligent persons, and here the impersonalists are similarly described. Lord Krishna, in his personal form, is here speaking before Arjun, and still, due to ignorance, impersonalists argue that the Supreme Lord ultimately has no form. Yamunacharya, a great devotee of the Lord in the disciplic succession of Ramanujacharya, has written a very appropriate verse in this connection. He says, in quotes, "My dear Lord, devotees like Vyasdev and Narad know you to be the personality of Godhead. By understanding different Vedic literatures, one can come to know your characteristics, your form, and your activities. And one can thus understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, the demons, the non devotees, cannot understand you. They are unable to understand you. However, experts such non devotees may be in discussing Vedanta and the Upanishads and other Vedic literatures, it is not possible for them to understand the personality of Godhead. Stotra Ratna 12. Yes, quotes close. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated that the personality of Godhead cannot be understood simply by study of the Vedanta literature. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord can the personality of Supreme be known. Therefore, in this verse, it is clearly stated that not only are the worshippers of the demigods less intelligent, but those non-devotees who are engaged in Vedanta and speculation on Vedic literature without any tinge of true Krishna consciousness are also less intelligent, and for them it is not possible to understand God's personal nature. Persons who are under the impression that the absolute truth is impersonal are described as abudhyaya. Yes, I think we must have read this word many a times in some of the shlokas that we pray in front of mandir. Abudhyaya something. I don't remember the entire slok, but yeah. Persons who are under the impression that absolute truth is impersonal are described as abudhyaya, which means those who do not know the ultimate feature of the absolute truth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that supreme realization begins from the impersonal Brahman and then rises to the localized super soul. But the ultimate word in the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead. Yes. So it begins from the impersonal Brahman and then it becomes a localized super soul, correct? But ultimate word in the absolute truth is the personality of the Godhead. So ultimately it is someone. It is not just energy, right? Modern impersonalists are still less intelligent, for they do not even follow their great predecessor, 'Shankaracharya, who has specifically stated that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is impersonal. Therefore, they do not understand the personality of Godhead. They is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Impersonalists, therefore, not knowing the Supreme Truth, think Krishna to be only the son of Devaki and Vasudeva, or a prince, or a powerful living entity, like Hiranyakashyap. Yeah, although Hiranyakashyap was not on the godly path, but they still thought that he is some powerful person. This is also condemned in Bhagwat Geeta 9.11. Avajananti mama mudha manusim manushim tanum ashritam. Only the fools regard me as an ordinary person. The fact is that no one can understand Krishna without rendering devotional service and without developing Krishna consciousness. The Bhagavatam 10.14.29 confirms this. In quotes, my Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. Quotes close. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna or his form, quality, or name simply by mental speculation or by discussing Vedic literature. His name is also something to understand. The word Krishna means you are uh, like coming out of something. Huh? Like it is basically it is like a woman giving birth and how the child is pushing itself out of the womb and uh, coming out with and looking so attractive, right? Kra has a meaning, ksha has a meaning, so like that. um, One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna or his form, quality, or name simply by mental speculation or by discussing Vedic literature. One must understand him by devotional service. When one is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness, beginning by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, then only can one understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Non-devotee impersonalists think that Krishna has a body made of this material nature and that all his activities, his form and everything are Maya. These impersonalists are known as Mayavadis. They do not know the ultimate truth. The 20th verse clearly states, Kamaistair rata jnanaha prapadyante nya devata. Those who are blinded by lusty desires surrender unto the different demigods. Quotes close. It is accepted that besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are demigods who have their different planets. Like Shiv Bhagwan has Shiv Lok, Brahma Bhagwan has Brahm Lok, right? So these are all planets, but these are still material planets. These are not spiritual planets. Okay. So it is accepted that besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are demigods who have their different planets, and the Lord also has a planet. As stated in the 23rd verse, Devan Deva Yajo Yanti Mad Bhakta Yanti Mama Api. The worshippers of the demigods go to the different planets of the demigods, and those who are devotees of Lord Krishna go to the Krishna Lok planet. Like there is Indra Lok also. So those people who want opulences in life, they go to Indra, they worship Indra, and then they ultimately reach Indra Lok. Correct? Although this is clearly stated, the foolish impersonalists still maintain that the Lord is formless and that these forms are impositions. From the study of the Gita, does it appear that the demigods and their abodes are impersonal? Yeah. So impersonal means they are not manifested, they are just somewhere in the void, something that is not tangible, something that you cannot see, or it's just one energy, right? Clearly, neither the demigods nor Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are impersonal. Okay, impersonal means you cannot talk to them, you cannot see them doing. So, so this is impersonal. They are all persons. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he has his own planet, and the demigods have theirs. Therefore, the monistic contention that ultimate truth is formless and that form is imposed does not hold true. Right? It is clearly stated here that it is not imposed. From the Bhagwat Geeta, we can clearly understand that the forms of the demigods and the form of Supreme Lord are similarly existing, and that Lord Krishna is Sachidananda, eternal blissful knowledge. The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Absolute Truth is Anandamayo Vyasat, or by nature full of blissful pleasure, and that he is the reservoir of unlimited auspicious qualities. And in the Gita, the Lord says that although he is Aja, that is unborn, he still appears. These are the facts that we should understand from the Bhagavad Gita. We cannot understand how the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be impersonal. The imposition theory of the impersonalist monist is false as far as the statements of Gita are concerned. It is clear herein that the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna, has both form and personality. Yes. Let's move to text 25. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Yes. Let's read the purport. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, then how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupala spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the Supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the Supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, but for his pure devotees, all men consider him to be like themselves. Right? Except for his pure devotees, everyone considers him to be like an ordinary man. Correct? He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasures. But to others, to unintelligent non devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. Yes. In the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, it is said that the Lord is covered by the curtain of Yog Maya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yog Maya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishopanishad Mantra 15, in which the devotees praise, in quotes, sorry, I can read this Sanskrit. Hiranya yena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tatvam pushan aparvrunu satya dharmaya drashte. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yog Maya. The Brahma Jyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Sachita Nandan Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. Quotes close. Yes. So it's a prayer that people always pray God that God please reveal to me, right? Please मुझे एक दर्शन दे दो. So darshan, what we say, is actually the real darshan. It's not the darshan that people think that, एक कोई तो है, कोई यूनिवर्स है, कोई एनर्जी है. The सच्चा दर्शन दे दो ऐसे. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of the Brahma Jyoti. So he is so, like when somebody puts a lot of light in front of your face, you won't be able to see the person standing behind that light. Correct? Similarly, God has created so much of light around him that we are not able to see his actual form. So, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of Brahma Jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalists cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.7, there is this prayer by Brahma God himself. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and past pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planets, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. Yes. Quotes close. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn, but also avyay, that is inexhaustible. His eternal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible. Yes. So sometimes we wonder that these scientists and all these people are still don't know that there is something called Shiv Lok, there's something called Brahma Lok. Until today, there is so much research on Kailash Parvat because they see lot of activities happening, lot of lights, weird lights which get captured in the satellite, and they don't understand what is really happening there. You know. So they say that Kailash has a lot of portals to get into a different dimension, to get into a different universe. But you have to once a person reaches that liberation in its mind, and they say that they have seen lots of saints and sages do meditation there, and they are actually in air, and they are just waiting to get transported. So yeah, so lots of mysteries over there. Text 26. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past and all that is happening in the present and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. Let's read the purport. Here, the question of personality and impersonality is clearly stated. If Krishna, the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were Maya or material, as the impersonalists consider him to be, then, like the living entity, he would change his body and forget everything about his past life. Anyone with a material body cannot remember his past life, nor can he foretell his future life, nor can he predict the outcome of his present life. Therefore, he cannot know what is happening in past, present, and future. Unless one is liberated from material contamination, he cannot know past, present, and future. Unlike the ordinary human being, Lord Krishna clearly says that he completely knows what happened in the past, what is happening in the present, and what will happen in the future. In the fourth chapter, We have seen that Lord Krishna remembers instructing Vivashwan, the sun god, millions of years ago. Krishna knows every living entity because he is situated in every living being's heart as the super soul. But despite his presence in every living entity as super soul and his presence as the supreme personality of Godhead, the less intelligent, even if able to realize the impersonal Brahman, means realize as in if they are able to even reach impersonal Brahman in their mind, they are so strong that they are able to reach there, cannot realize Sri Krishna as the supreme person. They cannot realize Krishna. They can realize impersonal Brahman, but they cannot realize Krishna. Certainly, the transcendental body of Sri Krishna is not perishable. He is just like the sun, and Maya is like a cloud. In the material world, we can see that there is the sun, and there are clouds, and different stars and planets. The clouds may cover all these in the sky temporarily, but this covering is only apparent to our limited vision. The sun, the moon, and stars are not actually covered. Similarly, Maya cannot cover the Supreme Lord, but by his internal potency, he is not manifest to the less intelligent class of men. Correct? As it is stated in the third verse of this chapter, out of millions and millions of men, some try to become perfect in this human form of life. And out of thousands and thousands of such perfected men, hardly one can understand what Lord Krishna is. Even if one is perfected by realization of impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma, he cannot possibly understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, without being Krishna consciousness, without being in Krishna consciousness. Let's move to text 27. O sign of Bharat, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. Let's read the purport. The real constitution position of the living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. So, when one is deluded into separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, when we think of ourselves as followers of the Supreme Lord, so when we feel that He will decide and I will just follow, so how He decides, He will send us the thoughts and the ideas that we should be executing. The illusory energy is manifested in the dualities of desire and hate. Yeah. So if we are separated from this knowledge, then we become trapped in the illusory energy, that is Maya. And then Maya starts controlling us because we are unaware, because pure knowledge is not there. So we don't have the knowledge. So we don't know how to be. What is our constitution? We don't know. So have you found yourself asking, what is my purpose of life? Yeah, the most common question, right? So this is how we become deluded. If we had known our knowledge, if we had been still connected with the pure knowledge, do you think we would have asked such a question to ourselves? I don't think so. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Krishna appears by his internal potencies. But those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energies. Yeah. So पांच तत्वों से ही बने हैं भगवान भी, वो लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, women and men, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc., thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. So these are the dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by the dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of God. Let's move to text 28 and then we will close. Persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are freed from the dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Yes. Let's read the purport. Those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. Yes. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously, and who have conquered sinful reactions. Sinful reactions means the sinful reactions of the actions that you do, knowingly, unknowingly, right? Can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of God. Then gradually they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of God. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual plane. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in association of pure devotees. For in the association of great devotees, one can be delivered from delusion. Yes. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. Mahat sevam dwaram ahur vimukte. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of the existence. Tamo dwaram toshitam toshitam sangi sangam. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. So everybody comes to earth so that they can minimize their sinful reactions, right? They can deliver from the conditioning, correct? The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to Lord Krishna is the greatest violation of God's law, correct? We say nature's law, material law. Now we are talking about God's law, correct? Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. Right? Yes. Let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha.